Hi, I'm Sandy Rask, and this is the Food 2.5 Kitchen, where we find twice the flavor and half the calories. I'm a co-founder of Believe Health and the Food 2.5 program, and today I want to talk a little bit about leftovers, because I think leftovers are what make the week actually bearable and doable. I know everyone's working hard, especially with COVID. We're doing a lot more cooking at home, a lot more eating at home, and that means, especially for families, that's 21 meals a week. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of cooking at times. So I try to use everything that I cook. I try to at times though repurpose it. And I will tell you, I made a dish about a week ago that my family didn't love, honestly and truly. I liked it, but there was so much of it that I couldn't just eat it on my own. So if I'm gonna get them to eat it a second time, I'm gonna have to zhuzh it up a little bit. So let's talk about what I made, and you can go back into the files of Believe Healthy because this is there. But this is a really simple beet risotto, and it was made the 2.5 way. It was made very lean, and I used a doctored up miso broth to make this. It was earthy, which I happen to love. But as it turns out, my mom and my son are like, not so much. It was a little too much earthy for them. They wanted a little more. So I started thinking about what could I make with this. So what I decided to do is I'm going to make a savory crisp. Now what a crisp is usually fruit, a little bit of sugar if it's needed, some lemon juice, and then something like an oatmeal crispy topping on top of it, which is lovely. But this is got chunks as if it's fruit, but it's beets. And I don't want to add sugar to it. I want to make it for dinner. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a ramekin, and we have a bunch of different colors and sizes of these. I love having these around because it helps kind of portion things. And I'm going to put some of this red beet risotto in there, which should make it just such a pretty color. All right, so here's about one serving. And you know what I think this needs? Okay, first off, I think this needs a little bit of cheese because normally risotto does, but I don't want a ton of cheese because I don't want a ton of calories. This is a midweek dinner. So what I have, and I don't have it so that you can see my cutting board today, but that's all right. This is goat cheese. And look I've got about an ounce here, right? How do we know that? Because it's about the size of my thumb. Maybe just a touch bigger. So this is probably a little bit more than, than an ounce. So then what I'm gonna do, here, let's lift this up so you can see. Is I'm just going to take and I'm going to crumble this on top of the risotto, right? Just like that. So you can see, nothing fancy, right? That's step one. Then we're going to put it, to heat it up, we're going to put it in the oven. And what I did was I made one ahead of time so that I'd have it made. So here, let me swap this. I'm going to put the cold one in the oven. Oh yeah. Oh, let me come on over here and show you this. Look at this. See how can you see that? Let's get up really close. It looks like less cheese than it is because it's melted down in and it's gotten crispy brown on top. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on my plate, but you see the napkin there? You don't wanna take this hot ramekin and put it directly onto a cold plate, okay? So we're gonna put that right on a napkin, you can see, just like that. All right. Then we're going to do some things to the top of this. Now, here, let me grab this. I think I might have said this when I made the risotto, but beets and goat cheese, and the third in the trifecta, toasted walnuts. All right, so I'm going to take, so part of the crispy on top is, I'm going to put a few walnuts on top of here just to give it some crunch. Now I'm going to do a few more things because this is dinner, all right? So I made this a couple of weeks ago. Again, go back through my my Food 2.5 files. I've got all sorts of recipes, but this one is, now let me just put some in my hand so you can see it. This is crunchy quinoa. So this was quinoa that was cooked, and I happen to cook this in chicken stock. And then what I did was I laid it out onto a baking pan, threw it into the oven for like 15, 30 minutes, something in that category, and just let it get crunchy. That was it. So we're gonna put that on top because why? It's a perfect source of protein. So we've got protein from the nuts now, and we've got protein from this crispy, crunchy quinoa. And the last thing we're gonna do Because again, we want to make sure that at dinner we're getting enough protein. Doesn't mean it has to be animal protein, just needs to be protein. We're going to take, I'm going to put a few of these in my hand. I know I've shown these before, but these are hemp hearts, H-E-M-P, hemp hearts, okay? Let me just show you the front. They call them hemp seeds or hemp hearts. Why they usually call them hemp hearts is because they hold them and take them down to the inside. So it's the heart of the hemp. And this is a huge amount of protein for just a little bit of seeds. And they taste kind of like, I would say closest to like a sesame seed with actually even less flavor than that. So they just put a little bit of crunch. So I'm going to put that right on top. So we've now got walnuts on top, we've got hemp seeds on top, and we've got the crispy quinoa. I mean, we've got a pretty heavy duty protein kind of meal. So let me pick this up and show you. This is really hot because I put this in the oven for about 20 minutes. I mean, look at that. So let's see. Let's get, with my spoon, let's get a bite of this because I want to get down into where the goat cheese is. This is going to be hot, but it's going to be so good. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, get a really good bite. Get a nut there. Look at how beautiful that is. That has warmed it up. That has just zhuzhed it enough that my family's going to totally dig this. So then to finish this meal out, I've got arugula, a little bit of a salad on the side here. We're going to drizzle it with a tiny bit of, my favorite, La Tourangelle pistachio oil. Just a little bit so that it has that, a little bit of salt. Why do we salt? Because vegetables, as far as I know, aren't grown with salt. So we just put a little bit of salt on. And there you go. We took a beautiful meal from the weekend, repurposed it, and made everybody happy in the family. So please, dig your leftovers out. Let's do some repurposing. If you've got some questions and you want to ask me to repurpose something for you and show you a new way to do it so your family will get more excited, just leave me a note on the Food 2.5 Facebook page, all right? I'm Sandy Rask, and this is the Food 2.5 Kitchen, and I'm with Believe Health, and I'm the co-founder of the Food 2.5 program, and I look forward to having you like me, love me, follow me, leave me a review, anything you want to do, just come on back and we'd love to see you again. Thanks. Bye.